So are you and Melissa not talking, or are you fighting again? Because I heard something. Yeah, we had like a tense moment. We had like a weird discussion, but we're talking. We're not talking. It's nothing really. We're good right now. Why? I don't know, because she called me the other day just to chat. She does that now about pop culture, and I never know what she's talking about. I don't know who Tyga is, nor do I don't even remember who the other one, Post Malone. Not familiar with any of these people. And then when I tell her, she goes on to inform me who these people are and their face tattoos. But that's beyond the point. This time, when she called me, she was rather less enthusiastic than she typically is. And typically, when she's upset, it always involves you. So that's why I assume. I don't know. The whole thing was about, obviously I found out she was pregnant. We all know that. While I was in Japan. I wish I knew while I was in Japan, but whatever. Come back, and she waits. She waits like a couple days. Plenty of opportunity to tell me what's going on. And then after days of me thinking that tragedy struck the baby, she tells me that she's the one that discontinued it. Just telling me as if like she bought new shoes. Okay, so I'm assuming that is where this all began. And I'm also assuming you didn't necessarily take it well. I took it well. I took it better than most things that I take. Most news that I find out, I took this a million times better. I can take credit for that. But let me ask you, as my mom, you don't see anything wrong with her delaying telling me that? Or at least letting me believe one thing for this amount of time? Like, I don't know, it just felt like a secret that she was going to keep and then changed her mind about it. There's the answer that I can give you as your mother, and then there's the real answer that I have to give you. The answer that I can give you as your mother is yes. She should have spoken to you about this. Any line of communication is better than no line of communication. Especially given the way that you found out. Also, the real answer. The real answer, I would say, is that it's her body. And I know that child was yours, but I've learned through Gabby, and I guess a little bit from Miranda, that a woman chooses what she wants to do with her body, and she doesn't she's not obligated to tell you what she does. Alright, well, good thing is, I didn't get mad. It didn't turn into nothing. We spoke about it. I was a little taken back, I admitted that. But once that was out in the open, and I got that off my chest, we moved on. I'm just confused. Because if you didn't get mad, and it all just fizzled out into nothing, and it was a brief discussion, which is rare for you both, then I don't understand why she would be so downtrodden. She clearly was in an off mood, and you're the only reason. Maybe I'm wrong. If there's anything that's bothering her right now, maybe it's probably that I told her that I got a vasectomy. You got a vasectomy. Just like that. When? Where? How? I mean, when and where? I hate that you have to find out like this, but yeah, I was in Japan, and life was so good. I was telling Brian how good life was and how I almost didn't want to come back. And I thought about Melissa and having kids with her, and how we're going to be together, and I didn't know if I wanted to still be together, but I definitely knew while I was in Japan that I definitely didn't want to have kids with her anymore. So I went to one of those quick clinics and explained my situation, gave the proper identification, and it was bing bang boom, snip snip snip. Okay. When were you gonna tell me this? Are you like upset that I did this? I'm not upset. I told you I didn't necessarily dream of more grandkids or anything. I am perfectly fine with never being a grandmother again. I'm fine. But I brought you into this world. I did. And call it old school. But if you alter your body, you should at least inform your parents. I'm not saying you're not allowed to alter your body. Do whatever you want with it. You and your tattoos, your stupid piercings. But at least inform me. I spent 9 months with you in my stomach. I'm owed to know when something gets cut and your physiological components change. Alright. Are you sure that it's not something else? If I admit that it's something else, then I am backtracking on everything I've said. And I don't want to do that. That's what Jonathan does on occasion. When I say something, I want to stick to it. I don't want to be seen as the flip-flopper. You want more grandkids. That's it, right? I can see it. I can feel it on you. I want Charlotte. Before I want more grandkids, I might want to get to know Charlotte. When Melissa said she was pregnant, I was excited and I kind of moved on from Charlotte, or at least pushed her to the back of my head because I'm excited, a new baby. But then she discontinued and we're back to square one, and now you're telling me you got a vasectomy, so yes, maybe I want to get to know my granddaughter that's out there. Just don't get it though, Ma, cause like, why after all this time? The switch up. You know, it's been a long while since Charlotte was born, and now all of a sudden, it's not after all this time, Joey. Everyone I've spoken to, I've lied to them about not wanting to know Charlotte ever since I found out that you were the dad. I lied to them because I know word spreads like wildfire. And if I told someone and it got back to you that I wanted Charlotte in my life, then here I am confusing you. I wanted you to make your own decisions. I don't want to be the same mother that I was in your marriage with Miranda, where I'm constantly influencing you and causing you to do things for my own sake. So I've lied about wanting to know Charlotte when, in all reality, sometimes I feel like I have failed with Gabby. And where I fail with Gabby, I feel like I sometimes make it up with Melissa. But then I am reminded that Melissa is not my daughter. Knowing that there is a fresh, uninfluenced, clean slate granddaughter out there, it's tempting. Well, I got a vasectomy, Mom, so let's focus on that.